Hey YouTube, in this video I'm going to be doing a deck profile on my updated Shadow Paladin or Shadow Witches deck. So the Witches have intrigued me. Now this deck, when I first put it together, I thought, okay, it's one of those gimmicky decks that it's fun to play as, but the more I play this deck, the more I realize how fun it is to play. Like, really, throughout the past year, the main deck that I was using for most of the year up until the summer was my Raging Form Shadow Paladin deck, so the Revengers. And then when Minerva came out, I switched to Minerva, so Genesis, only because I pulled 3 of her out of like 3 boxes, or 4 boxes. I opened 4 boxes and I pulled 3 Minervas. So I just had to get like 1 more and then I built the deck. So I was using that, and then when Legion came out, then I went back to Revengers again, but then I put together the Witch deck because I pulled so many Fiannas. Then I was like, you know what, this deck is actually super fun to play. This is actually one of my most I think, in my opinion, this is one of the most fun decks to play, and it's also a very good deck too, once you learn how to play it. So this is going to be an updated deck profile. So after playing it a lot, I refined the lineup to my liking, and it actually plays much better than how it ran before. So we're still running 4 Fianna. This is typically your first grade 3. You want this early mid-game, and then for late game to finish the opponent off, we use Cultus Witch Rias. Now this card has been getting a lot of attention in mixed clan formats, or in mixed clan decks. And also I still am running the Genesis Witch Perfect Guard, and I will continue to do that until we're not allowed to run multiple clans. So those of you posting comments saying that, okay, that's Extreme 5 format, that only applies to Japanese cards or the Japanese metagame. Now in English we don't have that rule, so that doesn't apply. So you can mix clans all you want. I've seen like Domino Paris did one. He saw Extreme Rias with like Bloody Ogle and Starless and the Murakumo Legion. It was ridiculous. So yeah, this card's actually really good. It's like Zeal and Reverse Dayusha, only way more OP. So that's the grade 3 lineup. For grade 2, 4 of the 12k Witch Attacker. So this is Witch of Reality Femme. This is a Legion made for Fianna. That didn't change. And then obviously 4 Deirdre. This card puts in so much work at messing up the opponent's field, even late game. Now once you ride Rias, you can call a Deirdre out and give them a second grade 0 from their drop zone, so you don't have to waste the counterblast for her effect. But I mean, her effect is still good. And then here's where I changed the grade 2 lineup. So Skull Witch Nemain was a card that I wasn't running in the original build, but this card I found out is extremely good with her effect. Like when you want her effect to go off, like on the final turn, if you have a Nemain just sitting there on the field because the opponent ignored it for whatever reason, they tried to like retaliate with an 11k column, was like a 0 boosting another 0, or I don't know, like some weird setup. So they didn't go for this for whatever reason. You can retire this, and it's really good because counterblast 1, you discard 1, and then you draw 2. So you discard. I mean, early game doing this on getting her effect off early helps you set up Legion faster without having to overguard on occasion just because you want to Legion. So 2 of her, that's just really good. And then 1, this is my personal tech choice, 1 Vaha, because she's a witch card. I was thinking of running Curse Lancer, but Curse Lancer is not a witch, and you really want to have 1 available at any moment when you're going to be able to use this effect. So I wanted to maximize the witch number, and I did change the trigger lineup, so that's another reason why we wanted to maximize the number of witches in the deck. So that's my grade 2 lineup. If you don't have these cards, or if you don't want to run these cards, my suggestion would be to run the 10k vanilla. The 10k vanilla, just exchange all 3 of these for 10k vanilla. It works fine. The 10k witch vanilla. In fact, actually, I went back and I watched the show, like the matches between Misaki and Rati, and I noticed Rati would always turn to ride the 10k vanilla. So I have a feeling that her lineup was 3 of the 10k vanilla, and then just like this. Moving on to grade 1s. So I'm still running 2 Perfect Guards and 2 Quintet Walls. I like Quintet Walls in this deck because they're 1k block, It's pretty much guaranteed block because I'm not running draw triggers in here anymore, as you'll see. So I recommend, for those who like to do 2 and 2, if you're going to go 2 and 2, either go 12 crit deck or 8 crit with 4 stand. Do not run draw triggers. They're completely pointless in this deck. Fianna is your draw power. Nemain is your draw power. You're going to weaken the opponent's Vanguard so low that it doesn't even matter. So Quintet Walls work fine in here. The extra 10k shield from the stands or the extra criticals if you're running 12 crit will help you. It just helps your Quintet Wall that much. And really the only decks that can get over a Quintet Wall with a deck that runs like 12 crit is like the Dark Irregulars, but that's a different story. Next, for Dana, so she's still very important, just like Deirdre. These, in my opinion, are the ones that you must have 4 of each. Very important card to ensure that you get the zeros on the opponent's field. And then 2 of the 10k vanilla. So I took out that the draw card, like when you place it on R. If you have a Witch Vanguard, the opponent has 2, you can discard to draw 2, or just draw 1. I took that out. I didn't really like it, didn't really do much, and the effect never went off at the right moment. So I put this in for early game pressure. And then I bumped this next card up to 3, because this is also one of the key cards you want to try to use in late game to finish the opponent even further. So this one, combined with Rias, is pretty devastating to the opponent if they have like 2 or 3 grade 3s, grade 0s on the field. She just, if you play witches, you know what she does. She basically decreases the opponent's Vanguard's attack by 5,000 if you have 2 or more, if they have 2 or more grade 0s. And then my last grade 1 is 1 Arianhod. I don't know why I wasn't running this in the first deck. This is so much better and so much more reliable than the new discard and draw card that they got. It was also reprinted in the Extra Boost in Requiem, so that's the grade 1 lineup. It is an extremely consistent lineup. I definitely recommend running 3 of this. It helps a lot better than just running 2. So for grade 0s, I got rid of the draws and added 4 more criticals. So I basically went with the same lineup that Ratty used in the show. So same trigger lineup. So because I noticed she would block with Grim Revenger a lot. So 8 critical, and then 4 stands. The stands are a must in this deck. You need them because with the Legion starter, you unflip and soul charge, or you soul charge and unflip when they're placed on R. And you're going to get them out of the deck and onto the field because of the starter's effect. So it's not that big of a deal where you're going to have to attack with a strange lineup where, you're going to go with the rear guard first. And then 4 heals. So the Grim Revenger is the only non-witch card in the entire deck. So I'd say 4 copies, that's fine. The other reason why I wanted 8 critical instead of the rainbow triggers that I was running before is because early game, if you can crit early, that just helps you win. That just helps guarantee your win a lot better than having to attack late game. They're going to no guard you a lot because they're going to be at like -4 or like 1,000 or even less than that. Like we're talking like -9 and weird numbers like that. So even like -15,000 I think I saw one time. But anyway, yeah, the criticals help a lot. Like I said, they help the Quintet Walls a whole lot. Makes your guards a lot more reliable. Also, when you're up against decks like CEO, Yggdrasil with the Prominence Glare, it just helps to have all grade 0s be able to guard that much more effectively. And it just helps your Quintet Wall. I just cannot emphasize that enough. And then the starter is Witch of Banquets Lir. A lot of people run Creeping Dark Goat. I have no idea why. It is completely unnecessary. It's a waste of counterblast, in my opinion. I hate Vanguard searchers or grade 3 searchers because, in my opinion, they're so unreliable. I would only run them if I had no better choice. This is definitely a better choice, especially since we're running the stands. Now, I did post an alternate build. The alternate build ran Dark Goat, but I was also running the generic Legion. I did not have Rias in there. And that one was a 12 crit deck. So this is just a lot better. It's a lot more fun to play too. So I recommend this build. I have a feeling This is the exact same trigger lineup that Ratty used. The only thing that is different are probably she did not use these cards, the old witch cards, the ones from like season 1. So she was probably running 10k vanilla and probably the new draw trigger, the draw card that they got, which I think is way worse than this thing. This thing's a lot better. So anyway, that's my new updated Witches deck. It is probably my favorite deck right now to play. So I enjoy playing this deck and owning the opponent so bad with this effect on the end. It's crazy how good this is. So let me know what you guys think of the updated deck. I definitely think 8 crit 4 stand works a lot better in here than vanilla triggers or the typical 8 crit 4 draw, because that was not working for me. Like I said, this deck already has a lot of draw power. So let me know what you think. Post a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.